What are they up to? What's their next plans ahead? Targeted individual tarot reading. Let's spy on the enemy. Right? It's going to be slightly longer, this one. If you want a present and future reading, 20 quid, same day, guaranteed, recorded tarot readings. They're good. Don't listen to the priest. Okay. Yeah. Link if it's available. If not, my website, or just DM me. Just make sure it's the right account. Right. So we're going to start off with the present spread. Some of this will have recently happened. Some will be in play now. Some might be coming up in about a week or so. And then we're going to go on to spread 2, which is going to be based on the next 6 months. So get these together and let's get cracking. I am going to be doing some more longer content for my YT. Unfortunately, with having Todwick on Friday night and Rotherham on Sunday, and this Pandora's box being opened up. It's I'm struggling a little bit. I'm not gonna lie to you, but we will study the ship. I've got an absolutely insane month coming up as well. So, right, so we start off with the Ace of Wands in the reverse. Wands fire action. Ace is bringing new energy, not starting something new. This is about going right long term. Who am I? What am I? Where am I going? What do I want? We then got the Seven of Wands in the reverse. So you're the chap on top of the hill here. Could be you, could be them. Upright position, standing his ground. Now, it can indicate a surprise attack. That's represented by the fact that the chap on top of the hill here, he normally likes to sleep naked. The village idiots off screen have come out to attack him for whatever reason. Working with dark energies. Upright position is chucked on where he can. It's going to be a bit, I'm not going to say, He's got a boot on, a shoe on, and he's missing his belt. Okay, but he stands his ground. Reverse position, backing down. Now, if it indicates any kind of surprise element, what this can often indicate is that we've let somebody in who's done us dirty before. Well, it's shame, fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me territory, that. We then got the Six of Wands, so it's all action, this, right? So, story of this card is some great war going off. This village about to local battle, they've won. They've returned back to those they're celebrating. They know the great war is yet to be won, but they know by celebrating the little wins along the way, it helps to boost morale of the troops. I'm gonna get all the cards out because these types of readings, it's not just there's clear cards going. This is you, this is you, this is you. Okay. Right. Eight of Swords. Swords there where we think words we use. So we've got the lady there bound and blindfolded. Now, you should just about notice, hopefully, you can't see her arms because they're behind her back. They're behind her back. She's holding onto the rope. She's holding onto the rope. She doesn't want to take the blindfold off, not seeing the situation as it really is. We then got the Ten of Swords in the reverse. Ten's completion cards. Upright position, body face down, swords in its back, reverse position, doing that release. It's often when we've been stabbed in the back, it can sometimes indicate self-limiting beliefs. In this case, I'm going to say it's like being stabbed in the back. Overall outcome card. Nine of Cups in the reverse. Cups, water, emotions, nine reflection cards. So we've got the chap there on the stool, proudly presenting his 9 cups. Now, as I always say with this card, in life, people let us down. In life, stuff goes wrong. It's about looking back and going, do you know what? I turned up, I showed up, I brought my cup to the party. If other people can't see that, fuck them sideways. They can watch me rise. When it's in the reverse position, it can often be when we're questioning, is there any more that I can do? The simple answer is no. Okay, it's gone as far as it can do. The other way we can go is being in a sense of disappointment, right? Obstacles or blockages. 9 of Wands in the reverse. Wands fire action. 9 reflection cards. We've got the chap there, bandage on his head, 1 on each arm. We call this guy the Wounded Warrior. Upright position. This is about looking back and going, do you know what? I might be beaten, blooded, battered and bruised. However, I'm still standing. And it's in those moments, excuse the pun, play your cards right. That's how you step into your power. Now, I know people don't like me saying it, but I'm a master at this, an absolute master. Because it doesn't matter about the blocks. It doesn't matter about having the rug pulled out from you. It doesn't matter how many people want to take you down. You keep standing up. Because otherwise, everything that you have been through prior, and if you're a star seed or a chosen one, your life's been hell. Don't give up now, because you've wasted it, right? That's how you step into your power. Reverse position, feeling defeated. Okay. Removing any blockages. 9 of Pentacles. Pentacles, earth, money, finance, non-financial wealth, 9 reflection. There's a lot of reflection cards here. So you're well, I'm assuming this is you. You're the lady in the garden looking over the fruits or flowers. Finally come to bloom. Before she harvests them at 10, she's just looking back at all the hard work and effort she's put in. and going, you know, same energy as the Nine of Cups in the well, Nine of Cups as in I turned up, I showed up, I put the effort in, yada yada yada. So let's try and unpick this. So it feels like, is this them? This feels more like what they're wanting, or what's going off, what they're, because this is more what they're wanting. I'm not saying this is happening, because we're going to get to the what's going to crack off spread. This feels more like what they're wanting, right? They're wanting you to not assess who you are, where you're going, etc., etc. They're wanting you to back down. Okay. The Six of Wands, it's either that they're giving this air of you know, oh yes, you know, we you know, we're just going to plow on. We're not where we want to be yet, but everything's going to be fine, and keeping you restricted and blindfolded. I feel that the Ten of Swords in the reverse position is them wanting you to forgive and release and kind of go, do you know what, you know, this didn't work, blah blah blah, and start doubting yourself and being upset. What you're being asked to do is don't feel defeated, realize you've done as much as you can do. So in my case, right, I've got no doubts, right? I've got no doubts whatsoever that with recent events in regard to exposing yet again more corruption, that bar the people who already support me, there won't be any more support. People will continue to pump their money. People will continue to remain in fear and not do anything about it. And the status quo will continue, and I will continue to do what I'm doing, yada, yada, yada. Now, luckily, believe it or not, I'm at that point where I've realised you can't save everybody, and you can't. Okay? People have free will and choice. I will continue to say my piece because I'm allowed my opinion. I will continue to expose stuff as and when it is ready and the time is right, because it is the right thing to do. Now, I'm at that point where I don't give a shit if people believe me or not. Now, I had a reading recently, and what they said was that, you know, you're pretty much at that point where you don't give a shit, but it still bothers you that people don't believe you. And they're right? They're right. Because for me, in my situation, I feel like I've been running around the burning village shouting fire, fire, fire for a year and a half. And very, very few people have believed me. And sadly, the ones who have believed me haven't been shouting fire. They might have been whispering it, they might have been saying it, but they've not been raising it. Now, I am at that point where I'm like, fuck you. You know what I mean? I'm doing the right thing. I'm going to hold my head up high and say I'm doing the right thing, regardless of the consequences. Okay. This is what they're wanting from you. So you might be very much in the same energy as me with your situation, where you're like, well, that's not going to work because I've kind of given up hope on people lifting their heads above the parapet. Yeah, okay. Right. So let's go on to the future spread. So this is based. How far should we set it? I don't want to go up to 6 months, to be honest with you. It feels a bit long. If you have a personalised reading, then it is going to be up to 6 months. Well, we'll say up to 6 months. It doesn't have to go that far. Okay. Right. So we'll say within 6 months, within the next 6 months. What's going to be actually cracking off? I tend to find this goes chronological, with the outcome card being close towards the 6 month mark. And as always, because not enough readers say this, as we're doing divination, tarot is designed to say on your current path, this is the most likely outcome. There are a couple of fixed cards in there. By that, I mean the universe says it's got to happen, no way around it, but for the most part, it's not. So in the event anything does come up and you don't like the sound of it, you can change it. You're an autonomous human being. You have free will and choice. It probably will play out that way, though. You've got to do something, say something, change something, shift something. It's uncomfortable. It might mean upsetting yourself. It might mean upsetting other people. Right, let's get cracking. Right, so we start off with the Five of Pentacles in the reverse. Pentacles, earth, money, finance, non-financial wealth. Upright position, we've got the two homeless figures here trudging through the snow. One at the front's looking down, little Timmy on his crutches looking up. They're going, Christ almighty, what we're going to do here? Left out in the cold, okay? So whatever this situation is, I don't want to say necessarily for everybody watching that they are going to kind of dip into that negative energy, but whatever it is going to kind of leave you isolated. Now, believe you me, there's nothing wrong with being isolated. It's not very nice, don't get me wrong, but there will be people there. Okay, hence the stained glass window, the church there. Now, it's in the reverse position. So after a period of feeling left out in the cold over the next couple of days, week or so, it's about going, right, who has got my back? Okay. We then got the Two of Wands, Wands fire action. This is about making a plan moving forwards. So you're the chap there, globe in the hand, surveying the scenery. He knows what he wants, he's now making a plan of how to get there. The problem is we then got the Nine of Swords. Swords there where we think words we use. Got a person in bed there, head in the hands, crying. It generally talks about periods of stress, sleepless nights, anywhere to depression. The swords here represent a ladder. We're being asked to change the mindset, climb the ladder, get out of dodge. Okay. Right, we then got the Lovers. So the Lovers is a beautiful, positive, powerful card. It means bringing in some kind of new love. Now, if it's not love, it talks about fire, passion, excitement. We then got the Hanged Man. So the Hanged Man for me is a leap of faith card. Yes, the Fool is as well, but the Fool has other meanings, such as starting a brand new cycle, being a bit more present, etc. The Hanged Man is always a leap of faith card for me because we're stuck with a decision. Left path, right path, stick, twist. The problem is you're looking for guarantees. Life doesn't work like that. You've got to take that leap of faith. Now, in the upright position, stuck there, but at least having a shift in perspective. Now, if you're stuck with a decision, I do offer a fork in the road tarot. Again, they're 20 quid, same day guaranteed recorded. We do one spread for path A, one spread for path B. Okay, they're probably the most definitive types of tarot reading you can get. Now, they do sometimes indicate that the best path forward is to do nothing, or there might be a third path that you've not considered. But they are the most definitive tarot readings. And I introduce those because there's been a couple of times in my life where I've hit that fork in the road. Do I stay? Do I go? Do I do this? Do I do that? And every time it's worked out for me. Right, so overall outcome card. Knight of Swords. Swords there where we think words we use. Knights forward motion. Don't have the knowledge or experience of the kings and the queens. More so than the pages. This knight talks about either news coming in fast or expressing ourselves. Right, obstacles or blockages. Page of Wands in the reverse. Wands fire action, pages more youthful energy. Don't have the knowledge or experience of the kings and the queens again. Don't have the full motion of the knights. More about getting out there and giving something a go. The page of Wands is about getting out there, dipping your toe in the water, trying things. You're being asked to do that, and that will be the blockage if you don't. Final card removing any blockages. Ten of Cups in the reverse. Cups, water, emotions, tens, completion cards. I call this Happy Families card. Couple arm in arm, kiddies dancing under the rainbow. We talk about a wish fulfillment on an emotional level. It's in the reverse position. What this is basically saying is the current situation, the current environment, it doesn't make you happy, right? There's going to be some new kind of offer coming in, okay? And you're going to be a little bit like, do I do it? Do I not? It seems exciting. And you'll have this shift in perspective. I feel like the Knight of Swords is you rushing to give a decision. Okay, just going, yeah, why not? No, that could be good, it could be bad. I'm going to say it's probably good if it's in regard to saying, yeah, I'm going to go for whatever this is that gives me passion and excitement. I'm going to say it's going to be bad if you rush and you say no. Because the current situation that you're in, we've got 10 of Cups in the reverse and we've got 9 of Swords there. Okay. So, yeah, well, I mean, if this was my situation, that would tie in perfectly with saying, yet again, I'll get ignored. But I've got back in there. I've got true ones. As I said on my live the other day, I've surrounded myself. I've amassed an army, okay, of an army of people who understand, who get it. Now, those people step up because they get it. They're aware of the risks. They're aware of the danger. The people against me, because they work in dark energies, because they're fueled by power, corruption, greed, etc., etc., they've surrounded themselves with liars, thieves, fools, egomaniacs, power-hungry people. And I know what people I'd rather be surrounded by. I might not have as many, but I've got the true ones. I've got the true light workers. I've got the true star seeds. So yeah, it'd be a case of kind of feeling a little bit left out in the cold, but going, do you know what? I've got some good ones around me. Starting to make a plan moving forwards, okay. But ultimately, I feel like that's going to be kind of ticking around in the back of the mind, you know. So for me, you know, as I was saying earlier, it would be going, why don't they believe me? Why aren't people getting on board? I don't understand. Blah 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 blah. But then something new is going to come in, right? Something new, exciting. Okay. In my case, it's not going to be love. It's going to be around work based. But there's going to be like, I fought so long. Do I go on this new adventure now? Okay. And I'd like to think that would be me saying yes. Okay. Side note, I'm never going to give up doing what I'm doing. It might just be going in a different direction, because the current situation is 10 of cups in the reverse. It's not going to make you happy. You know, you're in this kind of stagnant energy. The people that are surrounding you, by and large, don't give a shit. You know, the sad fact is, right, most people can be corrupted. Most people just think about themselves. And this includes spiritual people, because they just focus on themselves. Now, don't get me wrong, right? The economy is bad for everybody, right? People aren't spending, and people are living in fear. Now, what that does is, right, so for me, for example, I'll hustle. I'll get on the lives. I'll look at setting up events that are affordable. I'll offer free entry. I'll do readings at the lowest possible price, same day guaranteed, from 10 quid, right? And I'll do everything that I can. The sad fact is that most people in the spiritual community, they confuse ego with self-worth. Okay, so they say, I'm not lowering my prices, I know my self-worth. Now, I've been there, right? I've been there, right? And I get it. I get it, because I wouldn't drop my prices. You know, I wouldn't go to an event, an offer, unless it was a psychic night. And you know, I'm talking about a proper venue. I would not offer anything under 30 quid for a 30-minute reading, because that's my standard price. Okay. But I'm quite happy to drop to £30 as opposed to the 40 that people have been charging for years. Why? Because you have to move, adapt, and evolve and change with the economy and the market. No surprise people aren't turning up to these events. You've got to pay to get in. The readers are charging an absolute fortune. People don't have the money. They don't have the spend power. So you've got to grow, adapt, and evolve. You know, sadly, many people can't see this because they panic and they have lack mindset. Okay, you take the readers, for example, right? Most of them on the circuit are part-time. They only do, you know, they don't read professionally. So when they turn up to events, they think, well, you know, if I do 4, it's covered the cost of my table. I've had a nice day out, so I'm going to stick to 40, right? For the full-time professional readers who do this for a living, right, we're quite happy to max out, because it means better money for us. And if that means doing it at a cheaper price, so be it. So be it. Yeah. So back on point. I think you're going to be fine. I think you're going to be perfectly fine. Yes, yet again, there's going to be ignoring. Yes, they might be getting in your head a little bit, but there's going to be a new opportunity that's going to come in that's going to spark that passion and excitement. Be a little bit timid about it, because if you've dealt with a lot of dog shit offers over the years and stuff, you're going to be a little bit cautious, but ultimately I think you're going to be going for it. So full steam ahead.